Hello my friends and welcome by the Dutch Druid Garden channel. I have this garden now for a few months and we're going well. I've planted already the first vegetables and some perennial plants and some trees. During the startup phase I made several improvements to solve one of the issues, and for example, one of the issues is that we have a lack of organic material in the ground, and another problem is that at approximately 20 till 30 centimeters, we have this hard, thick layer of clay. And this is a problem for plants so that they cannot have deep roots, and it's also a problem for the water management. Okay, so the other thing what I try to achieve is to attract beneficial animals so that they can help me to restore the balance in the garden. So in this video, I like to show you around and show you what kind of choices I made, what kind of plants did I choose to solve this kind of problems.
Hi, my name is Remco, and I'm a druid, and I will turn this into a tiny permaculture paradise.
Okay, so let's start at the water edge. I'm walking now to the water edge, and as you can see I planted some willows here, 4 pieces, and they are doing well. They grow already some leaves, and I stack them so that they can grow straight. I received the trees that I planted from friends who pruned the pollard willows. It's very easy to plant willows. First you make a hole in the ground and then place the branch in the hole. Fill the hole with soil so that the tree stands up straight and firmly in the ground. It's important to let the tree grow as straight as possible, because as the tree grows, it's less likely to fall over due to the weight of the grown branches. A willow is an important tree for bees because it produces a lot of pollen. This attracts also many other insects. I planted the trees in the south so that it can serve to break the wind a bit at a dominant direction. This will create a microclimate. Every few years I will prune the trees so that I can use the branches as building material for the garden. Every year I can use the fallen leaves as mulch for the soil. The willow is one of the trees of the Ockham. It stands for the letter S. The Ockham name is pronounced as Saye. It symbolizes the feminine spiritual energy, which is associated with intuition and clairvoyance. This kind of energy represents also love, care for each other, and gentleness. It's a wonderful energy to add to the garden. From the willows, I walk a little bit up and I made a pile of branches here to attract insects. Now I go to the red currant bushes. A lot of berries. I had some problems with aphids, but somehow they're gone now. Next to the red currants, I started to create a small herb garden. I planted multiple herbs, mixed them together. My wife created a very nice fireplace behind the currant bushes. The vegetable garden starts. We planted some potatoes, onions. We created a compost heap. In the middle of the vegetable garden, I've planted some trees. It's a seedling of a maple tree. And here, very small, a baby rowan tree. The rowan tree is part of the rose family. The tree has beautiful flowers in the springtime and orange-red berries in the autumn. Many birds, like thrushes and starlings, love them. I planted the tree in the middle of the vegetable garden so that the leaves that falls in the autumn adds nutrients like carbon to the soil. As ecological value, the tree attracts many birds and insects. It is an important food source for many species. The rowan is considered a sacred tree within the Celtic tree law. The Occam name is Louise. According to the tree law, the tree forms a bridge between the physical and the spiritual world and gives protection and inspiration. Now I'm heading to the northern side of the garden. Here I'm planning to create my food forest. And I've planted already the first tree of the food forest. It's a hazel. And he also created my first plant guild with chives, lavender and rosemary. A friend of mine gave me this hazel. It was a sapling on his land. Luckily, it survived the transfer. The tree blooms early in the year, making it a food source for many insects that are active early in the year. This will support many species of birds, as these insects are an important food source to them. The tree is a fast grower. It can be coppiced regularly, so that the trunks can be used in the garden as building material. And the leaves can be used as mulch for the soil. The fruit of the hazel is the hazelnut, which can be harvested in the autumn. The hazel, like the willow, is one of the Occam trees. It stands for the letter C. The name is pronounced as cool. It symbolizes the quest for knowledge, seeking and finding wisdom and inspiration. The tree is associated with divination and connected to the fairies. Now I'm walking to the edge of the garden with a fence. And here I've planted a blackthorn, and next to it A haythorn. I planted this tree for several reasons. The tree is an early bloomer and therefore important as a food source for insects that are active early in the year. A blackthorn has a dense structure with thorns. That's why small birds can safely take shelter there. These birds are important for the ecological balance in the garden. They eat many harmful insects. This tree, in a shrub form, is often used as a hedge. In the Occam, this tree is called Stref. It symbolizes the ancient mother of the dark forest, the crone or the Kaliak. It represents the transformative aspect of purification, setting boundaries and protection. This tree, like the hazel, is also connected to the fairies. When the blackthorn has finished blooming, the hawthorn will start. The tree also offers protection to small birds because of the thorns, and the blossoms attract many insects. I can use the leaves that fall as mulch for the soil. In the Occam, this tree is called Hua, which means something like fear, horror, darkness. But the symbolism has two sides, the thorns and the blossoms. For me, it symbolizes nature itself. That can be both destructive and giving. It can be horrifying and be beautiful. This reflects also the two faces of the fairy folk. The question you can ask yourself is the bottle half empty or half full? Where do you focus yourself upon? On the negative side or on the positive side? In the folklore, the fairies were often described as dark, sinister, and horrifying, and the hawthorn is highly associated with the fairies. The hawthorn is considered as the gateway to the fairy realm. That explains a lot. The blossoms, with blooms in May, symbolizes love, sex, and the renewed, bursting, fertile energy of the springtime. Yeah, here they are. And to break down the hard layer of clay, I planted lupines. They have strong roots, deep roots, and hopefully they can break through the hard layer of clay. This will improve the water management and hopefully the fruit trees can um, create deeper roots. Then I also planted, here you can see one, borage. So if this grows and this blossoms, it will be really, really nice. And there's something else I like to show you. It's an oak tree, a young one. I found it near the shed. Lovely. The last tree I've planted is an oak. It's nearly impossible to imagine a Druid garden without an oak tree. The oak is an important tree for the biodiversity. It attracts many animals and is therefore essential for a food forest. In the Occam, the oak tree is considered as the king of the trees. Its name is Duer. The word druid consists out of two parts, drui and vit. Drui is connected to Duer, which is the name of the oak tree, but also a kind of an idea of a doorway. Wit stands for wisdom, and together it means something like a person who has access to a door or a gateway to wisdom. And that is symbolized by the oak tree. The door can be opened or can be closed, which means that in the closed form, the wisdom and the knowledge is safe and protected. But in the open form, the wisdom can be reached and learned layer by layer. Thus, the oak tree stands on the one hand for protection, but on the other hand also for a kind of a doorway to the wisdom of the Druids.